I think that we better understand what Vinaya means. What is Vinaya? Without any understanding of the danger of akusala, to live more pure life than the lay life, is the monk, follow the Buddha. That's why those who have confidence of the truth of the teachings about reality understand their own accumulation, how much ignorance, attachment, and all kinds of akusala have been accumulated on, and more and more and more when there is no understanding. So Vinaya is for those who understand the truth that is so very, very difficult to live as their life, to understand that there can be the way to live like Buddha, away from lay people's life. That's why those who have confidence of the teachers can be monk or lay people, not only monk, because panya, right understanding, can be developed at any time or at any place, everywhere. That's why when there's no understanding of the danger of living the lay people's life, that person will not be a monk at all. Does anyone would like to be a monk? And why does one become a monk? There must be reason, not just wanting to live that way of life without any understanding of the point or the goal of what for living like that. That's why understanding that Buddha taught about the truth of danger of akusala, no matter it's so very subtle as aswa or samyojana or whatever, so very dangerous and all come from ignorance. That's why monks leave home to study the teachings and understand the danger of all kinds of akusala by way of living the way people's life. That's why monks observe the precept with understanding. Otherwise, they cannot live happily at all against the current of attachment, like lay people wanting to have anything, just buy it and so on. That's why there must be the difference between monk's life and lay people's life according to accumulation. Not just one want to be a monk, but one still want to have money, see, or just try so hard to become sotapanna without any understanding at all. So monk has to follow the Buddha's path to understand that what is suitable for one's life, not as lay people life anymore. Otherwise, that monk is not a monk, as lay people who just wear the yellow robe, that's all. That's why to be truthful, to be a monk, not just by wanting to be a monk, but to understand that in order to have more pure life, away from the people's life as usual, just live very easily. That is the way to train, as you say. But it is the development of understanding, because man has to study the truth, and when there is condition enough, the patipati is there, not by force or try to have 2 hours for this and 2 hours for that and follow this and that at all. That's why even Vinaya has to be learned. The benefits of just not doing such and such thing as being a monk is not suitable even for the world praise or honor or anything, but just the truth that it's dangerous to follow the way as the people used to have. That's why monk is not lay people. Why? Because they have intention to develop right understanding in one's life, being a monk instead of lay people as usual. That's why any monk who does or behave like lay people is not a monk, as the Buddha's the son or the, what do you say, in Pali term, Buddha, the That's why we have to understand what is a monk, who is a monk, and what is meant by being a monk. If a monk does not study or does not understand anything at all in life, no hearing, no considering about the truth, is that monk? Is that the purpose of becoming a monk? And when one reaches Vinaya, even one is lay people, layman, laywoman, what is true, what is beneficial is beneficial, what is wholesome is wholesome, what is not wholesome is not wholesome. That's why right understanding can condition the behavior of even the lay people better than before, when there's no understanding at all. That's why even lay people can follow the monk's rule, not necessary to tell anyone at all, but the way is so very, very polite or very, very useful or very, very wholesome is there to follow at will with understanding, not being a monk. That's why the benefit or the usefulness of understanding Vinaya is so helpful even for lay people's life. Read it and see, and then one can follow it, not just only 5, 8, or 10, more than that, without telling anyone that now I observe such and such more and more precepts. He said what is meant by the term Vinaya in Pali, to let go ignorance, akusala, and all kinds of unwholesome behavior. Not receiving money, not wrong understanding of what Buddha taught, and do something not according to Dhamma and Vinaya at all. It's not the rule, but it's the understanding of one's own accumulation to live more virtue, not as before as lay people. Buy anything at will, eat any time, and so on. So it's not just to follow like a rule, but it's with understanding to see the benefit of living such life away from the people's life. No limited attachment at all, to what degree. Just live as one can live, to study, to develop understanding, to have less and less ignorance and attachment and unwholesomeness. And the people can have more wholesome manners according to understanding the value of Vinaya, the way, the path to have less and less attachment and more understanding. Because only understanding can let go ignorance and attachment. So even lay people can read Vinaya and follow as much as one has accumulated. More than 5, not as a rule, because one is not alive to have intention to do such and such living.